Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So y'all, I couldn't give you the footage because I had to stay focused. But today what I want to do is go and try to find some purple sweet potatoes so that we can start our sweet potato slips. I like to get organic sweet potatoes. We've grown purple ones in the past, so I'm at the farmer's market to try to see if this one in particular has it. But let me tell you, it's a lot of disrespect going on out here on 285, 75, and 675. So I just had to sit out here a few minutes because we got to start the day off right. So I'm very positive today, but it's a lot of disrespect with switching of lanes and a lot of big trucks out here. It was just, Chris told me leave around, 8:15, 8:30. And I'm saying to myself, if I had left before, I don't even know what I would have ran into because I really thought that it was just still congested. I'm like, what time do people go to work? What time do they have to be at work? I'm off today, by the way. But let me run in here and see what all they have. I'm going to try to be quick because I have a few places and a few things that I need to get accomplished today. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, y'all. So what a day. I didn't even want to pull out my phone at the farmer's market. So if you're in the Atlanta area, so I go to the Buford Highway Farmer's Market, and then I also go to the DeKalb Farmer's Market. No, everybody is not off on Monday, and I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but it was just like, I try to avoid going on the weekends because I've went like on a weekday before and it was crowded. And I said, well, if it's crowded like on a weekday like this, imagine what it would be like on the weekends. But I'm not, I think maybe, and I know everybody doesn't work, but I'm thinking some people got some extra day. They did like I did. They took off and it was crazy. But before I show you the things I got, and I knew, just like when I say I'm going to label, I knew that I should have either took a picture because I kept telling myself, you're going to remember the type of gingers. And I don't know which one is which. Like I know the ones I picked, but I don't know which one is which because it was different in there today. But this is what I want to say, y'all, before I turn this camera around. And a lot of people are going to probably have something to say in the comments, but this is just how I feel. This is just how I feel. The aisles are only so big. If you choose to have a full-fledged conversation, don't park yourself in the middle of the aisle with your cart and just have a conversation with a lot of people in a lot of stores. And let me tell y'all real quick about me. I'm not about to go around like, I've seen some people just like turn their cart around and go around and then, no, we're not doing that because I need to get down this aisle right here. And even if I'm on an aisle and I'm looking, I try to pull my cart over as far as I can because I know other people are going to be visiting the aisle. But when you're just like having conversations and don't want to move, that's where I have the problem. And that's where I don't say, excuse me, because you know better. Maybe some people don't. I don't know. But that's like one of my things that I don't like when I go in the store is that right there. Just, oh gosh. But let me show you what I got. Maybe it'll come back to me as I'm showing you because I'm telling you, they have so many varieties. Like what I will tell you is if you've visited this farmer, either one of the farmers market, put it in the comments. It's one more that I want to go to, but I'm going to let Chris drive me there because 285 and 75, it's different as well. It will, you have to go out with a positive mindset and you have to create a great day because some of the cars just don't care. They just don't. You got to drive for you. You got to drive for the other part. You got to drive for everybody on the highway, really. But it's one more. And I've already told Chris, like, I don't know. I did tell him one Saturday we'll get up. But one day when we're both off again, will just get up and go early, which I did this morning. Like I started early, but whew, you could tell. You could tell, y'all. Yeah. But let me show you what I got. Now, this is totally off subject, but I'm going to show y'all something real quick that I just saw that I didn't pay attention to. But I also want someone to put in the comments how to pick these out because I never know. Let me just explain to you what I mean. Okay, now first I want to show you this. I didn't even see that, y'all. And I actually had to look it up. And I was like, wow, this is what I have been hearing about right here. So yeah, this is something new. And I don't know if it's required to be on labels or not, but very interesting. But this is really what I want to tell y'all before I show you what I am going to do after I put everything up. So it may be like over the next few days is how do you pick a dragon fruit? And the reason why I want to know is because it's a hit or miss with me. You know, like some fruits, some fruits and vegetables, you know what to look for. Like there are certain things I know what to look for. I know what to feel for, so that it is at its best. But when it comes to dragon fruit, I have picked some that were so good, so super sweet. And then I've picked some that were not good. So I just really take a chance when I go. Like, I don't know if you have to look for a certain color. I don't know if you have to look like where it was cut at. I just picked up a few and looked at them, and I don't know if you have to like smell them. So if you know like the science to picking out a dragon fruit, let me know, because me and a lot of customers, without me getting in the way at the grocery store, when it's watermelon season, like we always sit up there and have a conversation about how to truly pick a watermelon. And what I will say is this year, I was talking to one guy and I listened to what he said, and we were just like slapping on watermelons. And I will say, like the 2 to 3 times that I bought some, they were sweet. So I'll have to go by that. But this is really why I wanted to go to the farmer's market, is because I wanted some Japanese sweet potatoes. And so I like the one. So when we stayed in Okinawa, they had the purple sweet potatoes. And these are, I think, white inside. It still said Japanese sweet potatoes, but I think these were white inside, which is why I was glad when I was at the Buford Highway Farmers Market, I got these. These said Asian, but they're actually like purple inside. They're purple like on the inside. So that is the purpose, really the whole purpose of me getting up this morning, going to the farmer's market, was to get sweet potatoes in order to be able to start my sweet potato slips. I feel like I have enough time because, when we were in the Savannah area, I felt like I always started them a little bit too early. I started them in December and they were well underway, but I would always have to just kind of wait. So I'm going to start those. And then when I've ordered some in the past, like they don't come to like April or May. So I think I'm okay. Now, it was a couple of the orange sweet potatoes that were out. They had a sign that says, I think it was like Bonito. They didn't have them. And I think I saw Beauregard. These are supposed to be the orange flesh ones. But what I try to do, y'all, is I try to get the organic ones, because oftentimes when you get the organic ones, and that's what I've grown in the past, except for the times that I've ordered like a sweet potato slip of some variety that I've never tried before, is oftentimes they don't put anything on it to like stop the sprouting. See, oftentimes like they'll put something on the potatoes and the sweet potatoes to kind of inhibit the sprouting. But I've noticed with the organic ones, now, they still use stuff on those too, don't get me wrong, but I've noticed that I don't have a hard time getting them, to start sprouting with the method that I am going to show you. So that's how we do our sweet potatoes every year and start slips. And let me just say this really quick before I go on. So there are things like seed potatoes and how people do sweet potato slips, y'all. But I've been growing sweet potatoes this way for a while, where I'll just go to the health food store, in this case, the farmer's market. I will get the organic ones and I'll grow it like that. And, I'll link a video to where we get a great harvest based off of what we've grown. Now, I did get comments, there are such things as seed potatoes and different things like that. But this is what I got to thinking. Y'all, my ancestors did not go online and order no seed potatoes. They didn't do that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Everybody do what you want to do. I always say everybody do what you want to do that makes you happy. But sometimes I have to stop and I have to think and I have to say, what did my ancestors do? Like, they didn't, it wasn't like a lot of chemicals and things like that being sprayed either. But I'm like, they just took what they had and that's what they grew. And then they would take the best that they had, maybe use that again the next time and grew it. But, it was no internet back then. It was either, you barter, you pass along, and that is what it was. So that's why I choose to go with the organic, and I just use what's at the store. Now, I do go to places when the potatoes are out, and you know how it says like grade A seed potatoes. But I have known people to take potatoes that have sprouted in their pantry and plant them, and they do just fine. So that's why I say you have to do what works and you have to do what makes you happy, because the main thing I just want everybody to do is I just want you to grow something. Now, back to what we were talking about. Okay, so moving along, we got some more turmeric, because I use turmeric a lot. Like I'll put some, I'll make capsules with it, and I just have a little bit left of that. And then sometimes I'll use it as a spice too. So I just got a little bit, some more of these, but I want to show y'all, I got one that's left. We're going to put these in soil too. You see how it's already sprouting? So all I'm going to do is put this in soil. I only have like maybe two up here, and you see this is starting to sprout. So this is going to go in some soil, but we're also going to put these that we just bought, and this is organic turmeric as well. We're going to put these in some soil too. So we're growing turmeric. Now this is where the challenge is going to come from, because they had today, all of them said organic, but they had ginger from Honduras, from Peru, I want to say, and I've already got some Chinese ginger, but I don't know which one is which, y'all. I'm just going, because I know that I got two from the Beaufort Farmers Market, and then I got one from the DeKalb Farmers Market, and I don't know. I mean, some of this I am going to use. Some of it I'm going to use, because I also want to see, is there a real big flavor difference? But I don't. So this is going to be something that I cannot remember. So, I mean, I don't know. And I told myself when I looked at the sign, I said, make sure you remember. And I should have took a picture, but you see, like, both of these are, you put them in the bags. This one, I know this was from maybe I should look at my receipt, y'all. I don't like doing this. And yeah, see, all it has right here is organic ginger. That's it. But I do remember looking at the signs, because at the farmer's market, they have things from all over the world. So we're just going to plant it. But this is learning lesson once again. We're just going to plant it. And then I am going to use some. So let me show you. I'm just going to give you a quick example of how I set my sweet potatoes up to make sweet potato slips, so that once they start growing, that's when we plant them outside after all danger of frost has passed. Okay, so I was really trying to look at the potatoes inside, and I think this was, like one of the best ones, because I'm looking for potatoes that are not too big and that will be able to, fit down in a cup like this, because they will start making a lot of slips over, the whole potato. And like I said, you just continue to change out the water. You just make sure you're watching it. And so when it's time, that's, you just slip them off. Now, what I find works better is I like to use these barbecue skewers right here. and not toothpicks, because that's why I try to get a little bit smaller ones, because they can get a little bit heavy, and I think the toothpicks, they're not really long enough when you do 3, because that's what we're going to do, and they are not as sturdy as these. So I'm just going to, first of all, let me set the camera up so you can see exactly what I am going to do. Okay, y'all, so the first thing I do is I just kind of measure it. We'll take this potato right here. It's a good size, and I'm just going to measure it because you don't want to just sit it in here like this. So I'm going to just prop it up, and I'm probably going to put the holes maybe along right here, because I really, my whole thing is to have kind of like half or 3/4 in the water and then half out. So you got to use a little bit of strength to get this skewer in here. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm just sitting it on the counter, and I'm doing it like that. And so what I'll do now is just kind of measure it. That's good. I can take my scissors, because I don't need the whole thing. I just need for it to stabilize this. So I'll cut it, and I'm hoping you all can see. I'll start cutting it right here. I'd rather cut it too long than to cut it too short. And so I'm just going to go directly opposite, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just use a little strength and push it in here. So right now we have it looking like this. But I mean, if you wanted to, you could, this would totally work. But I've always just used 3 just for that little extra. And so I'm going to cut it right here again. And then we'll take that last one. I might do 4, y'all. We're going to still stick it, you know, just opposite of this along the same area. And we'll put it in here like this. Let's see. Yep, there you go. And so that is how I'm going to stabilize it. And you see what I'll do now is, let's add some water. So again, we're not submerging the whole potato like up to the top. We just want the water to be, most of the time it's just half in, half out. And what I will tell you is, so that's good right there to start off. That's what we're going to start off. You always want to watch things. You always want to monitor things. But once, what I will tell you is it'll stay like this, but I still like to change my water every few days to keep it clean. But you will notice once they start to get slips on them, those roots will start really, you know, uptaking a lot of the water. And just make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I'll take y'all along on the whole process. So we're just going to line our cups up. I'm going to do these, and you know, I'm going to use another cup for the orange ones, because I was just going to say, I know that I'll just write on it. I'm just going to write, you know what? Let me do that right now as we are talking. And it would, okay, yeah, I got my marker. So these, we're just going to put the Asian potatoes. And I'm going to put where I got it from, so that way I know these were the ones that was, and you know what? Let's just put white on the inside, because Asian, I'll put SP for sweet potatoes, white on the inside, and these were from the DeKalb Farmers Market. So that way that'll kind of, you know, jog my memory as to what I'm doing. So we're going to put that on those. I'm not going to do all of these because they are going to make a lot of slips. And so eventually, y'all, I do want to grow sweet potatoes in the ground here, but I want to make sure my soil is right, because right now the soil is very clay. It's very hard, and I want to make sure that I put the right nutrients in there. So I've already decided this year we are going to grow them. I got 2 of the wine barrels out there. At first I was thinking maybe I should put my citrus in there, but I think I'm going to let the sweet potatoes grow in those and just trail over. And then we'll harvest those, and then I'll decide about the other ones. It's all going to be, you know, a test this year. The turmeric and the ginger, I got to find a container for that as well, but we're going to start them inside. So I'm just simply going to take one of my 4 to 6 inch cups. I'm going to put them in some soil, and I'm going to put them down probably like an inch below the soil. And what I'll do is I'll do another video on that one, just so this one doesn't become too long. So this is what I'm going to do to all of my sweet potatoes. And then we're going to have the orange ones, the Asian ones, and then I'll put like the purple ones that are purple inside. So we'll get those growing as well. Okay, so once again, I'll make sure that I link past sweet potato videos in the description, so make sure you check those out, because it kind of, if you want to move like a little bit ahead before these start to sprout, those are there for you, and we do them the exact same way each year. But I'm super excited about the different varieties. So far we're going to be growing 3. I may go back to see if they have the other ones, but I think it'll be an orange flesh inside, a white flesh inside, and like a purple flesh. I think that may be enough, because I got so many things that I really want to plant this year, but I gotta figure it out. I just gotta figure it out, y'all. But as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap the subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.